streaming gaming video, and today's topic is 2025 going to be the last year for the Nintendo Switch? So massive rumors, still nothing actually confirmed in concrete that we're going to see a Switch 2 or a Switch sequel in 2025. It's heavily hinted that it's going to be around the March area. What they decide, I don't know. We still no official announcement from Nintendo. But should we see a 2025 release for a Switch 2? What does that mean for the Switch? Is 2025 going to be the last year of the Switch? So we're in 2024 and releases have really kind of tailed off, especially first party releases. We've had a few big names, but a lot of them have been rehashes, rebrands, sort of remakes, nothing massive, I suppose. So it's all kind of leading up to the fact that the Switch is at the end of its life, and could 2025 be the final year for the Nintendo Switch? It's not gonna end the second that the Switch 2 comes out, because it's a massive thing for Nintendo. They want to keep it going as long as possible. There is also the possibility that the Switch 2 is going to be backward compatible, which means they could still bring out games for the Switch that will run on both systems, and I'm sure third-party developers are still going to be interested in making for the Switch. And who knows? I mean, just because a successor comes out, it doesn't necessarily write off the previous one, especially with such a success that the Switch is. And as someone who likes older consoles and buys a lot of retro consoles, it really doesn't bother me. I mean, I've only got into the Switch late 2023, so I was a late adopter to the Switch. I've got my Switch Lite. It is fantastic, and I don't see myself upgrading to a Switch 2 anytime soon, so I'm still firmly in the Switch market. There is an absolute huge amount of games for the Switch that it's just not a platform that is going to go away anytime soon. Even if a sequel is brought out, Nintendo has to be very careful not to do a Wii U situation where they bring out this new console. It doesn't do very well. It alienates a lot of its customers. We need the Switch to learn. Well, we need Nintendo to learn its lessons from the Wii U transition. I do apologise. It's a little bit windy out here today, and I don't think. I mean, 2025 might be the official end of the Switch, as in, well, even then, it's not going to be. Nintendo are going to continue making them. Nintendo are going to continue repairing them and supporting them for a good few years. There's going to be games come out. I think we're looking at least 2026, 2027 before no new Switch games come out. But it doesn't write off the console. I am still playing older consoles. I like a lot of older consoles, and just because they are not current or not supported, it just doesn't mean that the Switch is dead in the water. It is a fantastic console, and like I said, it's got a huge back catalogue of games, a lot of which are brought forward from older consoles, older Nintendo consoles, older Sony consoles, and they've rebadged them, packaged them onto the Switch, give you that portability option. It's fantastic. So 2025 could be the official end for the original Switch and all the Switch models, and Nintendo's focus might be shifted towards the Switch 2, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the Switch as we know it. I just think it's such a beast that they're going to have to keep it going for a little while, that they need, now that they've got just one platform, they don't have a portable counterpart like they did with the DS to soak up any problems, because with the Wii U, if that had been their only console, I think they'd have been in trouble, but they did have the DS and the 3DS to keep them afloat. Now they've just combined that into one console, so they've got their hybrid home and portable as one as the Switch, and the Switch has done phenomenally, but it is a risk when they now move to their successor, whether it's going to be successful, and if it isn't, what else did Nintendo have to keep them as a backup? So the Switch is going to be kept alive for as long as possible, both via Nintendo and third-party developers, and just for the fact that it has been such a beast over the last 7 years. It's just not a console that's going away. But to answer the original question of this, is 2025 going to be the last year of the Switch? Yes, I think it will, because games have already started to tail off for it. Support has already started to move towards a Switch 2. There's been rumours that there are games being in development for it, and if we're looking at somewhere like the March 2025 release, then yes, the Switch 2 is well underway, even though Nintendo have yet to confirm that. So the original Switch, I think 2025 is going to be its last real year before things move and most companies, Nintendo, third party, and even consumers concentrate more on the Switch 2. You never know, they may keep the Switch around as a sort of backup console, as a budget version. I've just had a comment that says hello. Well, hello, whoever you were. That's just disappeared off my screen. But yeah, 2025 is probably the last official year of full-blown support, I would say. Well, full-blown, just about support for the Switch, unless Nintendo make a massive change. But they need to move on. The Switch hardware, just like most Nintendo hardware, isn't fantastic. That's not what they do. The Switch 2, although it's going to be way more powerful than the Switch, it's still only in PS4 era graphics, and we're all now moving towards the PS5 and the PS6, whereas the Switch was more PS3 type. So there we go. 2025, yes, I think is going to be the final full supported year for the current lineup of the Switch before Nintendo really ramp up the Switch 2 and push its new features. But I don't think they're going to push the Switch aside just yet. Let me know what you think. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.